Hello, fellow nerds, and welcome to Our Nerdiest Thing. Today, I am with a special guest, Analeigh Sbrana. She is a Sunday Times bestselling author of Lore of the Wilds, which I absolutely devoured and loved when it came out. She is known for weaving lyrical prose with thrilling plot twists and captivating main characters. Her novels explore complex themes of betrayal, justice, and the nuance of love, or love triangles, as sometimes that happens. So, through her storytelling, Annaleig's primary aim is to evoke a full range of emotion while empowering historically marginalized readers, ensuring they feel seen and represented in rich, unforgettable narratives. She currently lives in California with her family and pets. Welcome to the podcast, Annaleigh.
Thank you. Thanks for having
Yeah,
me.
my plan is to get to California. I was actually raised in Las Vegas, and I'm like so not a fan of Las Vegas, especially after you've seen like the backside of Circus Circus. Like, there's no coming back from that.
Oh, I
Uh,
believe it.
but California is where it is, and so we plan on moving out there probably within the next 10 years. I
Oh,
love
wow.
the West Coast. So yeah, we I live with RA. So being in Kentucky where the weather like fluctuates a whole lot, like puts a lot of stress on your bones, you know. So
Yeah.
yeah. So when I moved to California, you'll just have to tell me everywhere to go.
Yeah, we've only been here 2 years, so I'm still kind of new. But
Mhm.
but I do always say West Coast, best coast.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. It really is. Where were you all at before that?
Florida.
Oh, okay. So my
Yeah.
big joke, because everyone from Kentucky snowbirds to Florida, right? Like that's where you go. It's the closest beach. It's 10 hours away. And people are like, well, why don't you move to Florida to like have, warmer weather? And I'm like, because they would burn me at the stake down there. That's why
Yeah,
I
it's
cannot move to
scary.
Florida. Yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
it's scary in Florida. I always say I lived there for 18 years, and I always say it took me 18 years to escape. Um,
So
so
yeah. So don't even like go down there for like a year, right? You'll like never get
yeah.
out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's talk a little bit about your pets. Can you tell me a little bit about them?
I have two guinea pigs.
Oh my gosh, guinea pigs. I was expecting you to say dogs or cats. What are their names?
Yeah, I did have a cat. I had a cat Ray, but we don't have her anymore.
I'm sorry.
And yeah, I'm really allergic to her, so I got to give her to my brother. I do pay cat child support. So and I do get to still go see her. Yeah, my allergies just got out of control, but I was able to still keep my guinea pigs though.
Oh,
Um,
that's
and they're
awesome.
very, very cute. Very cute. Maple
And
and Dapple are their names.
are they both girls?
Yeah, both girls. Yeah.
Oh, that's lovely. So are they your pets or your kids' pets?
Okay, so technically they're my daughters. She wrote
So
us
we
a
know how that
note.
goes.
Yeah, she wrote us a note saying she needed more pets and this, that, and the other. So we got her guinea pigs for her birthday. And so she does most of the work. It's really nice. I just get to cuddle
Just
them.
wait until like they start creating PowerPoint presentations for things that they want. My son last year on the last day of school created a PowerPoint presentation about why he shouldn't have to go to school on the last day. And he put so much work into it, I let him stay home. I was
I
like,
would have too.
yeah, like good for
Yeah.
you. You put the time and research into this. And then of course he comes to me at like 10 a.m. and he's like, I want to go to school. And I was like, I'm
Yeah.
not getting up and driving you to school. And he's like, they're having fun. And I'm like, no, like you made a PowerPoint, like the decisions.
The last day of school is fun. That's all it is.
It
Yeah.
is.
Well, he
It
learned
is.
his lesson.
Yeah. I told him I'll never believe him again when he says he doesn't want to go. He's got to go. So, your bio talks about including themes of betrayal and justice in your writing, which, if anyone's read your books, they know that. But maybe for our listeners that are new to your work, how does your own personal sense of justice weave its way into your novels? Like, where does that come from?
Mm. Yeah, I don't think I would know how to even write a story without like putting my own morals and my own justice into it. I think that what I really like to write is allegories for, all the situations we have on our own world, even though I do write secondary fantasy worlds. But, if you read them, you'll be like, "Oh, hey, this is kind of like this," or wow, this is, I wonder if this is this. And I've had a lot of people make a lot of connections, some that I didn't even intend, but that are absolutely accurate. Which that's always so fun for me when like people actually really dig into it. Um, But I'm just like I'm a really big lover of justice.
Mhm.
I that's something that I struggle with right now is that a lot of especially like the billionaires and things like that, they're just not getting any justice. They're not
Right.
having any accountability at all. And it's just we're seeing it over and over every day. It's just in our faces. And so I write books where billionaires get justice, as in they get what's owed them.
Right.
And yeah, so that's something that I just love to do.
Sometimes when you're reading, I mean, I have always loved fantasy. It's been like my top genre since I was started reading, and I love paranormal as well. And a couple of years ago, my husband was like, why do you read so much more than you used to? I was like, well, publishers are actually publishing the books I like, right? But I will say reading fantasy and romantasy right now can really sometimes it gets to my mental health because I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh, this is like so close to what's actually happening.
Yeah, and it
And
can be dark. It can be
it
dark
can,
too.
it can. And so sometimes when people are, talk about any kind of romance or anything being fluff, I'm like, you don't understand like the social dynamics in these books. And have you ever read Kimberly Lemming's That Time I Got Drunk in
I
um,
have, yeah, I read the first one. I loved it
Okay,
so much.
so we had her on the podcast. We covered that book for a little bit, and I have people send me that book, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, look at this title!" And I'm like, "No, there's themes around slavery and social injustice, and people, not getting, they're getting treated miss poorly, and there's all this propaganda." And they're like, "Oh," and I'm like, "No, it is a very, very smart book. It just
Yeah.
has a funny catch to it,
Yeah, and it just happens to also be hilarious.
yeah, yeah. The cinnamon, like she's the cheese queen and she has like skirts that hold bottles of wine. And I'm like, I think that's who I would be in a fantasy
Yeah,
world. Like I would have skirts that hold wine for sure. So
absolutely.
speaking of fantasy books, so you have your duology, Lore of the Wilds and Lore of the Tides, and that includes a library with a deadly enchantment.
Mm.
And you're sitting in front of your library right now. So tell us a little bit about how that idea came to life.
Well, libraries were my safe space growing up. Um, I spent so much time in my school libraries, especially I
Mhm.
would spend lunches there sometimes. I would just check out stacks of books and bring them home and just devour them. I've been an avid reader my entire life, like insatiable.
Mhm.
Um, and so I like to say that Lore of the Wilds is like my love letter to libraries.
Oh, it
Um,
really is.
yeah, it's really fun because she lives in a village where they're not allowed to leave. They're subjugated by the Fae. And so they don't have libraries. And so her first experience with the library is actually like a cursed, enchanted one. Um, but it's really fun because she just gets to go and, just she's seeking, knowledge. And she's able to find that in there, and it's really great. And then I know in book two, and this isn't really a spoiler, but in book two, she has this problem she has to solve, and she's somewhere new she's never been before, and she looks at the the queen who's asking to do something, and she goes, "Do you happen to have a library?" And
My
it's just
research, please.
yeah, and it's just wonderful. My editor actually commented and was like, "We need to put this on a t-shirt or something."
Yeah, that actually would be a really good t-shirt. And you're sitting in front of your library. Is there a specific book that, like, for you, like, enchants you? Like, what book, when if you told someone beside your own, because obviously you're always going to tell people to read your book first, but if you had to choose another author or another series, what book would you tell people to read?
I think that my most recommended book is probably Legendborn by Tracy Dion,
Oh
which you
yeah,
can't see them. They're over there in like a little shrine, on the curve.
yeah,
But
yeah.
um, but yeah, I think Legendborn, I'm just like obsessed with that series. I'm obsessed with Tracy Dion. I think it's just so incredible. I've read it multiple times. That's probably my most recommended book, even though it is YA, so it is a different genre and it's contemporary, even though it does have fantasy in it. But I'm always like telling people like you have to read Legendborn, you have to do it. Everyone will love it. I think I've never
Yeah,
heard
we've
anyone.
got it.
read it and not come back to me and be like, I'm obsessed.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. 100%. I hope that she'll come to Imaginarium sometime because I think that would be a really, really fun event. But she doesn't do tons of events, I don't think. I typically don't.
Yeah, not that I know of. Not that I
Yeah.
know of. She usually does. I know she usually does Y'all Fest, I think, which I've never been,
Mhm.
but I know she usually does that one. But she doesn't usually do events. No.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you have a new release coming out, Heir of Prophecy, which is book one in a new duology. So,
Yeah.
what can readers look forward to in this new work?
So this work it's darker than Lore of the Wilds.
Ooh.
It's a dark academia setting, but still high fantasy. And it's about a woman who gets conscripted into a magical war college.
Oh.
And so her and like 200 initiates are taken and forced into this war college to learn to be soldiers, learn to do magic. Um, and it's run by these priestesses who are very cult-like. They're really scary and kind of creepy. Um, and they are looking for the heir to their prophecy.
Mm.
There was a mix up, there was a mess up. So normally they know the heir, who the heir is the moment the heir is born because it's a cyclical prophecy. But they lose track of the heir, they don't find them, and finally they get a tiny glimpse of where they are, and you find out that they were born in the human realm
Oh.
during like a 1 to 2 year span, and that's all they know. And so they go and they basically do reconnaissance and they find everyone who is the potential heir and bring them to the college.
That's awesome. Is there a love interest?
Yes, there is. He is, of course, from the enemy realm of the college. He's from the underworld. He is a demon.
Oh,
And
how fun.
he has his own prophecy that he is looking for the heir to that. So
Mm,
the story is about a woman who is the heir to two opposing prophecies.
interesting. So, what is the release date for that?
August 25th, 2026.
Okay, awesome. So, that's coming up really soon. I'll have
Yeah, it's
to,
coming up.
yeah, I've got my instant buy authors, and you're one of them. So, I need to just go add that to my
Oh,
auto
thank
buy real quick.
you.
Yeah,
I
no,
have a
your
really
work is
amazing
brilliant.
pre-order campaign going on right now, actually.
Ooh, okay, tell me
If
about
you're
it.
in the US, it is US only, but if you go to my Instagram, which is just at Analeigh Sbrana, go to my bio, the link in my bio, and you can see you order through Marcus Books, you'll
Mhm.
get a signed copy and some character cards with some amazing art.
Okay, cool. Well, I know what I'm doing whenever we get off this phone call then. That's
Yay.
exciting. I love like a good pre-order incentive because I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, it really helps, I think. And plus, like you're like, look, I got like the special thing that no one else got. And readers are crazy. We just want all the stuff, right? It's
Yes, as you can tell, I am a collector as
yeah,
well, a book collector and things like that. So I love collecting. And if it's like a
yeah.
special edition, like, or if it's a special merch or something that you could only get, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get it.
You have like a very lovely bookshelf behind you. So if anyone's like actually listening instead of watching the video for this, it is like so gorgeous. There's a tiara on there and like all these like really lovely series. And then you've got your books, of course. And I can tell what some of the series are because I'm like, oh, TBR, TBR, TBR. But it looks
Yeah.
like my library, I actually just scanned all my books in because we had so many that we were starting to like buy duplicates, you know?
No, that's me
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
That's me right now. I
So
need to
I
do that.
used Book Buddy and it has an ISBN scanner and you can like scan in all your books. And then like you can also tag them to say like these are autographed, these aren't, right? And so
Oh,
it has been very, very helpful. But my shelves don't look like that. It is like here is a bunch of memorabilia, like all shoved on one shelf with like 25 books around it.
they're
So
actually a little messy too. Like I've
oh,
got
that's so
some books
funny.
just
No,
kind of
they're
that
not.
I've just sat on top. I've got like a dust jacket over here of a book, one of the books I'm reading. Like
Yeah. What are you reading right now?
I'm reading a few books. I'm reading Daggermouth.
Oh yeah.
I'm reading The Starlight Air by Amelie Howard,
Mhm.
and that's the dust jacket over there. And I just finished Nisha J. Tooley's Stormbreaker last
Her new
night.
one.
Yes, it's her upper YA coming out and it
Mhm.
is delicious. I was
Oh,
like
good. She's
kicking my
great.
feet and giggling. Like it just gave me all the nostalgic vibes. It's
Ah,
so good.
okay.
It's gonna be the next big thing. I think it's gonna be
Oh, can't wait.
unstoppable. Yeah.
Yeah, I read Daggermouth because someone was asking in like a reading group. I want like a true enemies to lovers, and someone recommended that. It was like right after it had come out too, but it picked up momentum so fast. And I was reading it, and same thing, like kicking my feet, but it was more of like because like she stabbed him a couple times, and I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, get him, you know.
Yeah. I'm
So,
in the beginning now, but I'm like whenever you like start a book and you just know it's gonna be 5 stars, like right away.
yeah,
That's where I'm at with Dagger Mouth.
absolutely, it sure is. Okay, so speaking of all these awesome authors, we're going to see you and H.M. Wolf. I saw Nisha J. Cooley at Imaginarium last summer, and it's your first time coming to Imaginarium,
Yeah,
right?
it is. It's my
Yeah,
first time. I've heard
it
it's
is
like
the best. It
phenomenal. I've heard it's
is.
the
It
best. I
is.
cannot wait.
The organizers are just so lovely and so amazing, and they just do a really, really good job. So, like, what are you looking forward to? Anything in particular with that specific event?
Um, I'm not sure. I think that the thing I'm looking forward to the most is just so many of my author friends are going. I can't wait to see them and snuggle them. And then I have so many readers who I haven't met yet who are going.
Great.
And they're like, I'm going to see you at Imaginary and I'm so excited and I can't wait for that. I think it's just going to be really wonderful.
Oh yeah, I mean, it is, and they do such a good job with like the line cues and like making sure everybody is like very well respected. I feel like they were one of the book cons that did that first without having to even be asked to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's become a thing now that readers have misbehaved so many times. But
Right.
Nadesh and Diantha, they were already like on it. But one of them's in HR, so I think they were like, I know what you crazy people are going to be doing, right? And so we're
Yeah.
going to set up some boundaries and it's going to be really, really great. But yeah, it is such a fun time. We look forward to it every year. Okay, so we're going to go into nerdy and dirty speed round. I'm going to ask you a series of questions, and I would love for you to answer with the first thing that comes out of your mind. I will tell you, authors have a lot of trouble with this because they're like, I want to elaborate. So you can, even though it's speed round, it's fine. You can elaborate if you want
Okay.
to. Okay. Okay. If you could imbue any power into your own library, what kind of power would you choose?
Oh. Well, I like in Lore of the Wilds, she can go into the library and she eventually learns that she can kind of recall a book if she needs it. Like, so it's she kind of just like thinks what does she need right then, and it like vibrates and calls to her, and then she can go get it because I genuinely cannot find books sometimes on my own library. That would be
I
nice.
know, same. And I feel like I scanned them all into that app, but I didn't like shelve them, and I should have because the other day I was like, where is this book? And if you have special editions too, it doesn't look like what you think it's going to look like in your
Right?
mind, right? So serious problem we have here as readers. Did you have imaginary friends as a kid?
No, I was jealous of everyone who did though.
Really, I'm so surprised that you didn't with like the rich mind that you have.
No, I know, and I have like an extremely overactive imagination, which is why I felt jaded. That I didn't
Interesting.
have one. Like I genuinely would be like, this is so rude. Like, where is my
Where's
imaginary
my friend?
friend?
Yeah. Did you have siblings?
Yeah, there's 5 of us.
I wonder if that's part of it too, because you got four people running around you at all times, right? So
Yeah,
maybe you
it
don't
was a
need
full
the
house.
imaginary.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I'm
There
one of
wasn't
five.
enough room. There wasn't enough room for imaginary friend.
Yeah, where are they going to sleep instead? I was one of five too, but we were kind of spread out all over. So I had tons of imaginary friends. So speaking of friends, if you could be best friends with a character from an animated show, who would you choose?
Oh, have I ever seen an animated show? No, I'm just kidding. I'm literally like animated. Um, let's go with, oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to think. Does it have to
What
be a
was your
show or can it be a movie?
movie?
Okay, let's go with Princess Tiana, because I really want to eat her beignets.
Right, I know. My gosh, that was the first movie we took our daughter to in the theater, so it holds like a really
Oh,
special place in our heart.
I
Like we
love
love
that. I remember
it.
I took my daughter to see Moana. That was her first movie in the
Yeah.
movie theater.
Have you been to the new Tiana ride? Do you go to Disney at all?
No, we're really not Disney
So
people, which
they took out like the
we need to
super
go.
racist, horrible Splash Mountain, right? That was all songs of the South, and they changed it
Yeah,
into the
yeah.
Bayou, and it's magic. It is so cool, and I got to go on it with my daughter by myself. We were down in Orlando last year, and it felt like you were like watching the movie all over again. It was really really lovely.
Oh, we'll
Yeah.
have to go. We'll have to go.
Okay, so Tiana loves to sing. So what is your go-to karaoke song?
Um, my go-to karaoke song is actually Sex and Candy. I just really love that song and I know the words, and that's just the one I tend to pick.
Kind of want to convince you to go out for karaoke in DC so I can hear you sing
I'm
that.
not good. It's like a
I
low
mean,
register too, so it's like
yeah,
I struggle. It's a whole thing. It's really not cute probably, but
right.
I have a good
It's
time.
it's not cute whenever I sing either, but that's why I have liquid courage in my system because I don't really care,
Exactly. Yeah,
right?
exactly. Exactly.
Okay, so Super Bowl or Puppy Bowl?
Super Bowl only because I married a jock.
Oh,
So
you
my
did.
husband's obsessed with football and we have a really good time
So you all are
every Super
opposites
Bowl.
attract a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, I'm a big old nerd and he's a jock.
Oh,
And
I love it.
yep.
Okay, so would you go on a UFO if you were invited?
Yeah, absolutely. I love an adventure.
I would
I
too, I
would,
think.
especially invited. Like I would if they're like, "Oh, hey, we're extending an invitation." I'd be like, "Cool, man. I'm coming." If it was like, "We're kidnapping you and you've been beamed up," it would be a different story, you know.
It'd be like Ice Planet Barbarians, where you're like, "Excuse me, what do you think you're doing to me right now?" Like the whole
Yeah.
time, she's just like, "I did not say you could do that." Right? I love it. Okay, so final nerdy and dirty speed round question: what is one thing people would never guess about you?
Oh, I once spent 30 days on a bus,
Doing what?
traveling the country.
Oh my gosh, was it fun or was
It
it
was so
suffocating?
fun. Yeah, it was amazing. I bought a ticket to be on the bus. Um,
Oh,
it was
awesome.
a trip down the southern half of the US and then up on the top half. And
Hmm.
it's this adventure bus company called the Green Tortoise, and it's based out of San Francisco. It's fabulous. And it was the most one of the most amazing experiences of my life.
Did you go by yourself or did you have a friend with you?
I went with my mom.
Oh, how fun!
Yeah, we had a blast. She'd been going on the Green Tortoise since she was young, and like the first
Really?
time I went on, I was only 5. So it's just something that we've done as a family. And so when I was 20, we did the month-long one, and we had too much fun, like way too much fun.
Oh my gosh, that's great. See, my daughter, when she's done with college, she'll come back to me and do things like that with me, right?
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
yeah,
Yes. I
yeah.
was still in college when we did it. It was just summer.
Okay, good, good. I'm like, all right, next summer, where can I whisker away to then? Okay, so where do you like readers and listeners to connect with you?
I'm on Instagram, and I'm heavily on Threads.
Mhm.
I kind of just I'm really unhinged on there, honestly. I kind of treat it like Instagram.
It's like it's the best. I
I
go
love
into these
Threads.
deep holes on threads all the time. My husband will be like, I thought you went to bed. And I'm like, well, so and so said this, and then everyone was giving their opinion.
I
And then
know. And like the
yeah,
just like the Threads lore and everything. Like I love there's like little Easter eggs and things and
yeah,
it's so fun on there. And I think that's like my favorite my that's where I'm most likely to see something.
right.
Like if
And
you comment or something, I'm most likely to
okay,
see it.
on threads, cool. Yeah, and I love you. I know you said you love justice, but I love seeing all the social justice happening on threads too. Like there's some
Yeah.
really amazing people on there doing some great things right now.
Yeah, I think I'm in a really wonderful echo chamber,
Mhm.
because everyone I see, most of them have the very similar views to me, and I feel very validated and safe.
Yeah.
So,
Mine's all heated rivalry, books, and human rights, right? Like that's like
right,
the whole
yeah,
thread
that's
the
basic.
whole time.
Yeah,
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 yeah. I'm like, I carefully orchestrated this and it is everything I wanted it to be.
exactly.
Okay, so where do you prefer readers purchase your products? Do you like them to go through your website or like through big box or what's best for you as an author?
I always say my favorite place for them to purchase their books is from their local indie bookstore.
Great,
Um,
perfect.
so, because I'm traditionally published, so wherever you buy my book, it, is good for me. I don't have a preference. That's why I always recommend your local indie bookstore.
Mhm.
But wherever is best for you is best for me.
Okay, perfect. All right, so I know you're going to see us at Imaginarium, but what other events are you attending this year?
Oh my gosh, I am booked and busy. So I'm gonna be at a Polycon. I'll be at BookCon. I'm doing Imaginarium, and then I'm doing Books, Gowns, and Crowns in San
Fun.
Diego. Um, and I'm doing the Bay Area Book Festival.
Cool. Okay, yeah, you're doing a lot this year.
Yeah, I'm tired just
And
thinking
then
about it.
writing.
Like, yes, BookCon season for me doesn't start till, well, this month now. But I'm like, okay, once it starts, it's just kind of it's just gonna keep going.
Yep, book season is here for sure. So, the way we end every episode is we always talk about what our nerdiest thing of the week is. So, sometimes it's book focused, a lot of times it's not. It's just something really nerdy that we did because we're in good company with you. The three of us are just crazy big nerds. So, what's your nerdiest thing of the week or even the month that maybe you want listeners to know?
I think the nerdiest thing that I did this week was I'm working on a very secret project that nobody knows about, but I was looking up different ways to make a pulse ray gun in like a science fiction capacity, and I had
Hmm.
to fight with my computer to like be like I am not actually trying to like make something illegal in real life. I'm just kind of wondering what would the components be? What are some different materials I could use for this?
So now
Like,
you're on a blacklist, right,
so
with
now
the
I'm
US government?
100% on a list.
Yeah,
Like a new list. I'm sure I'm on a few. I'm an author. But
yeah.
I've made a new list this week. I'm pretty sure my FBI agent was like, "Oh, what is she up to now?" But that was all, research for a book. I'm gonna say I think that's probably what the nerdiest thing I've done.
Was there anything really super duper interesting you found out in that research?
Mostly I was just looking at like a lot of different other science fiction and fantasy worlds and how they did it and just
Hmm.
like kind of seeing like, okay, what did they do? Making sure I don't really do the same, trying to do it like a little original. But it was really just kind of fascinating, yeah. I think I'm
Maybe
gonna go
people
with
get
like a
to,
crystals. I think crystals are gonna,
ooh,
I think it's gonna
that's
be good, yeah.
awesome.
The
I
power of
love it.
crystals.
So when will people get to hear about what this project is?
Oh, I have no idea because the only person who knows about it is all of us listening and my agent. So it's something that's brand new. It just came to me. I'm honestly supposed to be working on Heir of Prophecy 2 right now, but I'm just taking a little break just for a little treat for myself to explore
I
something
mean,
new.
when you're creative and something comes to you, you can't just sit on it, right? It has
Yeah,
to come out. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
So, I know that I told you that I saw J.R. Ward and she was talking about how much she loved your books, but she was saying, because people all the time are her, she does like more big group talks than like going and, doing signings.
Yeah.
And luckily she lives in the town I live in, so I've seen her a billion times.
Oh,
But
wow.
yeah, yeah. But she was talking about because everyone's like, you're so creative, and like, how do I get this out? And she's like, I'm not creative. She's like, and she has like the foulest mouth, which makes me
No,
adore
she
her even.
does. She does.
She
I love
goes,
her.
these characters won't leave me the fuck alone. She's like,
Yeah.
she goes, I try to sleep and they won't leave me alone. And if I don't go get it out, it messes with my mental health. Right. Which is, I'm so glad that she's been able to like use this to get that, anxiety out
It's so
almost.
true. It's so true. And
Yeah.
like I always say, like, if you're not a writer, like we may sound absolutely bonkers. But it's completely true. Like when I'm writing my books, it's literally just me wrangling my characters, like
Right.
trying to get them to follow directions and do what I say. And it almost never happens, but that's how I've realized that's like the most organic way for your story to be, is if you just
Right.
kind of let them naturally do what they art is like what they want to do because it's
Right.
true to their character. You know what I mean?
100%.
And it's really true. Like I have these new characters, these two new characters in this world that's completely different than anything I've ever written before. But they are demanding I tell their story. So I'm working on it a little bit.
Yeah, I had a acquaintance tell me a couple months ago. She's kind of like doing what we all do when we hit our 40s of like, is this what I'm going to do forever? And she said, maybe I'll just write a romance book. Those are easy. And I just like stared at her And I'm like, well, number one, just because you have an idea does not make you an author. And number two, like there is amazing romance out there, and it is character development and banter and making that
People
reader
have
fall
no
in
idea.
love.
People have no idea. And
Yeah,
like writing a book that people think would be easy to write is actually really hard to do.
right.
And like not only that, but like especially like I write romantasy. So I write secondary world fantasy with entire new worlds, new
Mhm.
religions, new continents. I'm making up cultures, you know what I mean? All these things. And I have to have the romance arc.
Right.
And it is the hardest thing. It is so much work. And anyone who talks down on romantasy, especially, I'm like, you literally have no idea what you're talking about.
Right.
Like
You haven't read enough romance to see if you think it's
serious,
easy.
yeah, seriously,
Yeah.
like you, like please, like we are taking two extremely hard genres to write in and then marrying them.
Mhm.
So it's just wild.
Always say if you can take a world that doesn't exist and convince me as a reader that the rules are valid and make sense, that's amazing writing, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
not to say it's not hard to write like real world, right? That's difficult as well,
right,
but you're
right, right.
building something I've never seen before and convincing me that it works. And
Yeah.
that's very difficult. So I know we're actually technically over our time, but I do need to know where do you have like an idea book or where do you keep track of all of your world building?
Oh, yeah. So I use journals. I do a lot of hand writing. Like I draw out my
Mhm.
maps, I do my magic systems, I do my anything I'm learning about my characters. I have a journal for each book. Which makes it sometimes really hard to find things. I remember I was listening to Tracy Dion, who is like she's just so amazing. And she's like, oh, I have this spreadsheet and it's so detailed. It's this, that, and that. And I'm like, wow. I wish I was a spreadsheet type of person. It would
I'm not
make my
either.
life
I
so
think,
much easier. But
yeah, it
no,
would be
I write in
harder.
journals, handwrite.
Oh, I love that. That's so great. So, I mean, how many journals do you think you have from writing books?
Well, I've got a journal for each book, and that includes like my sequels get their own journal.
Hmm.
And then I also am just a writer, and so I just have journals.
Hmm.
I cannot resist a cute journal, especially if it's college rolled.
Right.
So I kind of just have a lot of them anyway. So
Yeah,
a lot.
they're a good thing to have. I mean, I don't think you can ever have too many.
I agree. Thank you. Someone tell my
Yeah.
husband.
Well, and I've got some really cute ones through like book boxes, and I'm like, I don't need a journal, but I love this journal, right? And
Yeah.
my daughter made me a junk journal for Christmas, which I really loved. And I write down like
Oh.
all of my artistic art ideas in it, but it's like all things like fandoms that she knows I love. And so like I get to open it and I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is adorable,
Wait, that
right?
is so cute and
Yeah.
thoughtful. I love that.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
sweet.
Kids are the best. They really are.
They are.
Um, well, I can't thank you enough for coming on and chatting with me today. Thank you. It has been such a blast talking with you, and I can't wait to see you at Imaginarium and bring my whole stack of books and be like, please sign my books.
Yes, I'll sign any books. I love signing books. I don't have a limit, so
Okay, perfect.
absolutely. I cannot wait. I can't wait to see you. And thank you again
Thank
for having
you.
me.
We'll chat soon.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.